I stand before you today to declare a simple but profound truth. You were not created to be ordinary. You were not designed to live in limitation. You were fashioned by the hands of God Himself, infused with divine purpose and destined for greatness. But let me ask you, how many of you are living beneath your true potential? How many of you have allowed the circumstances of life to dictate the measure of your success? Today, I have come to awaken something within you, to stir up the seed of destiny that God placed inside you before the foundations of the world. The time has come for you to unlock your gift, to walk in divine authority, and to step into the abundance that God has prepared for His chosen ones. You are not here by accident. You are here because God is calling you to step into your billionaire potential, not just in wealth, but in influence, impact, and kingdom advancement. God never creates anything without a purpose. Everything that exists was designed by the Creator with intentionality, precision, and a divine assignment. When we look at creation, we see that every tree, every star, every river, and every living thing functions according to a set purpose. The sun does not struggle to shine. The birds do not hesitate to sing. The ocean does not question its waves. Everything in creation operates according to the purpose for which it was designed. And yet, the highest of God's creation human beings often wander through life without clarity about why they exist. This is not because purpose is absent, but because it has been ignored, buried, or never discovered. Purpose is the foundation of true success. Before God created you, He designed you with a specific role in mind. You were not born to simply exist, work, pay bills, and die. You were born to make an impact, to bring transformation, to solve a problem that no one else can solve in the unique way that you were designed to do it. The moment you discover your purpose, your life takes on meaning. You no longer waste time chasing things that do not align with your divine calling. You become intentional, disciplined, and focused because you understand that your time on earth is not an accident, but an assignment. When God creates something, He first determines why it must exist. A chair is made to provide seating, a car is manufactured to provide transportation, and a seed is designed to bring forth a tree. Likewise, God determined why you must exist before you were even conceived. Your purpose preceded your birth. That means your existence is proof that there is a problem on earth that only you can solve. The skills, talents, and gifts that you carry are the tools God has placed within you to fulfill your purpose. Your job is not to create your purpose, it is to discover it. Many people struggle in life because they are functioning outside of their purpose. When something is misused or used outside of its original intent, it leads to frustration, pain, and even destruction. This is why people who have no sense of direction feel lost, unfulfilled, and dissatisfied, no matter how much money they make or how much success they achieve by the world's standards. True fulfillment comes from walking in alignment with God's original intent for your life. Purpose is the only thing that will bring you true satisfaction because it connects you to the reason you were created. God placed within every human being a unique gift that is designed to serve others. Your gift is the key to unlocking your potential. Your wealth, your influence, and your success are all tied to the effective use of your gift. When you operate in your purpose, resources will begin to flow towards you because the world rewards those who solve problems. Your gift will make room for you and bring you before great men, not because you are chasing opportunity, but because you are fulfilling the assignment that God placed on your life. One of the greatest tragedies in life is not death, but a life lived without purpose. It is possible to be successful in the eyes of the world and still be a failure in the eyes of God, because success is not measured by what you achieve, but by whether you completed what you were born to do. The richest place on earth is not the oil fields or the diamond mines. It is the cemetery where books were never written, songs were never sung, businesses were never started, and ideas were never birthed because people died without ever unlocking their purpose. Your existence is not a mistake. The fact that you are alive means that God still has a purpose for you. No matter your past, no matter your failures, no matter what others have said about you, God's plan for your life remains intact. You are not here by chance, you are here by divine design. The moment you embrace your purpose, you will walk in confidence, knowing that you are part of God's grand plan. When you discover your why, your what, when, and how will begin to align. Purpose is the master key to a life of impact, abundance, and legacy. Your gift is the key to unlocking the wealth God has already placed inside you. Wealth is not found in jobs, salaries, or external opportunities. It is found within you. Every person is born with a divine gift, a unique ability that is designed to solve problems, add value, and create impact. When you discover, develop, and deploy your gift, wealth becomes a natural byproduct. The world does not pay for effort. It pays for value, and value comes from mastering what God has placed inside you. Many people spend their lives chasing money, never realizing that wealth is not something to pursue, it is something to attract. When you operate in your gift, money follows you because solutions always create demand. A singer does not chase money. They refine their voice, and the world pays to hear them. An inventor does not beg for wealth. They develop solutions, and investors seek them out. A business leader does not struggle to survive. They master their craft, and opportunities come to them. Your wealth is not outside of you, it is already in you, waiting to be unlocked. The greatest tragedy in life is not lack of money. It is dying without fully using what God placed inside of you. The richest place on earth is not the oil fields or diamond mindset, is the graveyard, where untapped potential, unfulfilled dreams, and undiscovered gifts are buried. So many people live and die without ever stepping into their true wealth because they ignore the very thing that God gave them to prosper. Your job may give you income, but it is your gift that will create wealth. Your job is what you are paid to do, but your gift is what you were created to do. The moment you shift from working for a paycheck to operating your purpose, your entire financial reality changes. God designed your gift to make room for you. No matter where you come from, what your background is, or what resources you currently have, your gift is your access point to prosperity. The Bible says a man's gift makes room for him and brings him before great men. That means your gift has the power to elevate you, position you, and open doors that no human connection could. You do not need to manipulate your way to success. Just master your gift and it will speak for you. However, a gift that is not developed remains dormant. Many people have powerful abilities, but because they never refine them, those gifts never produce wealth. Raw talent is not enough. Mastery is required. A diamond in its natural form looks like a regular rock, but when it is cut and polished, it becomes one of the most valuable stones in the world. Likewise, your gift must be sharpened, nurtured, and elevated through discipline, learning, and strategic action. The more valuable you make your gift, the more wealth it will produce. Your gift is not just for you, it is for the world. God designed your talents to solve problems, serve people, and expand His kingdom. The more people you impact, the more wealth you attract. The secret to financial success is not working harder, but working purposefully. Wealth is not about how many hours you put in, but about how much value you produce. Those who solve the biggest problems make the biggest impact, and in return receive the greatest reward. You do not need to chase money, chase mastery. You do not need to beg for wealth, develop your gift. When you focus on what God has placed inside of you, refine it with excellence, and use it to serve others, wealth becomes inevitable. Your financial breakthrough is not in another job, another opportunity, or another connection. It is already within you. Unlock your gift and your wealth will follow. Faith is the key that unlocks the inheritance God has already prepared for you. Everything you need, everything you desire, and everything you are destined to become is already set aside for you in the realm of the Spirit. But it takes faith to bring it into manifestation. Many people live below their potential, not because God has not blessed them, but because they lack the faith to access what is already theirs. Faith is the currency of the kingdom. It is the bridge between what God has spoken and what you experience in your life. Without faith, you cannot take possession of your divine inheritance, because everything in God's kingdom operates on the principle of belief. God never intended for his children to live in lack, struggle, or uncertainty. The promises of God are yes and amen, meaning they are already established. Yet many people pray for blessings that God has already made available, waiting for him to move when he's actually waiting for them to believe. Faith is not just a passive hope that something will happen. It is an active force that moves mountains, opens doors, and brings supernatural provision. Faith is confidence in the unseen, trust in what God has declared, and the unwavering conviction that what he said will come to pass. Until you believe that what God has for you is already yours, you will never walk in it. When you operate in faith, you see beyond your current circumstances. Faith does not deny reality, but it refuses to be limited by it. A person walking in faith does not look at their bank account and say, I am broke, but rather declares, my God shall supply all my needs according to his riches and glory. Faith does not focus on the doctor's report, but stands on the truth that by his stripes I am healed. Faith does not accept failure as the final outcome, but believes that all things work together for the good of those who love the Lord. Faith changes the way you speak, think, and act. It transforms impossibilities into possibilities because faith aligns with God's reality, not human limitations. God has given every person a measure of faith, but it is your responsibility to develop it. Faith is like a muscle that grows with use. The more you trust God, the stronger your faith becomes. Many people wait to see evidence before they believe, but faith requires that you believe before you see. Faith steps out when there is no guarantee except the word of God. Faith builds the business when the resources are not yet visible. Faith invests in the vision when others see failure. Faith walks on water when logic says it is impossible. When you operate in faith, you position yourself to receive what God has already assigned to you. Doubt is the enemy of faith. Every time God speaks a promise over your life, the enemy will try to plant seeds of doubt to make you question if it is truly yours. If the devil can get you to doubt, he can delay your inheritance. This is why you must guard your faith against fear, negativity, and the voices of those who do not believe. Faith requires that you hold on to God's promises even when everything around you looks contrary. Abraham was promised that he would be the father of many nations, yet for years he saw no evidence of that promise. But because he did not waver in faith, he received what was already his in the Spirit. What God has for you is already waiting. It is your faith that brings it into your hands. Faith is not just believing in God. It is believing that what he has spoken over your life is true, regardless of circumstances. Faith is the key that unlocks the door to your destiny, your wealth, your healing, your influence, and your purpose. Everything you need is already yours in the kingdom, but without faith, it will remain locked away. Faith is the access code to the inheritance that has your name on it. And once you activate it, nothing can stop you from walking in all that God has prepared for you. Your mindset is the foundation upon which your life is built. The way you think determines what you experience, what you attract, and ultimately what you manifest. Every success, every breakthrough, and every transformation begins in the mind. The Bible says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Meaning that whatever dominates your thoughts will eventually define your reality. The difference between those who walk in abundance and those who struggle is not merely opportunity, background, or resources, mindset. Two people can have access to the same opportunities, but their outcomes will be drastically different based on how they think. A person with a mindset of faith, vision, and purpose will create success even in difficult circumstances, while someone with a mindset of fear, doubt, and limitation will sabotage their own potential no matter how many opportunities come their way. Everything you need to fulfill your purpose and walk in divine abundance is already available to you, but it can only manifest if your mind is aligned with that reality. Many people pray for blessings while still holding on to a mindset that repels them. They desire wealth, but think in terms of scarcity. They seek elevation, but operate in fear and self-doubt. They want to walk in their divine calling, but allow insecurity and past failures to define them. God does not withhold blessings. He simply cannot release them to a mind that is not prepared to receive them. A limited mind will always create a limited life. If you want to change what is happening in your life, you must first change what is happening in your mind. The mind is a battlefield where victories and defeats are determined long before they manifest in the physical realm. This is why renewing your mind is essential. The world has conditioned many people to think small, expect failure, and settle for less than what God has intended. From childhood, many are taught to play it safe, to fear risk, and to accept struggle as normal. But the moment you shift your mindset, everything in your life begins to shift. When you start thinking in terms of possibility rather than impossibility, you begin to see doors open where others see walls. When you replace fear with faith, you start attracting the right people, resources, and opportunities. When you embrace the truth that you were created to reign, you stop tolerating mediocrity and start walking in dominion. Your manifestation will never exceed your mindset. If you believe you are unworthy of success, you will subconsciously sabotage every opportunity for greatness. If you see yourself as someone who will always struggle, your decisions and actions will align with that belief. But when you shift your perspective and start seeing yourself as God sees you, powerful, capable, and destined for more, you will begin to operate differently. You will take bold steps, speak with authority, and move with confidence, because you know that greatness is not something you hope for. It is something that is already within you. The most successful people are not those who are simply lucky or privileged. They are those who have conditioned their minds to expect and manifest greatness. They have trained themselves to see obstacles as opportunities, failures as lessons, and challenges as stepping stones. They do not allow circumstances to dictate their mindset. They use their mindset to dictate their circumstances. This is the kind of mental transformation that leads to true manifestation. God has already designed your life for greatness, but He will not force you to walk in it. You must first align your mind with His promises and principles. The moment you start thinking like a champion, acting like a leader, and expecting abundance, you will begin to see it manifest in your life. Your mind is the gateway to your destiny. Guard it, renew it, and train it to believe in the limitless power of God working in you. When your mindset shifts, your entire reality shifts, and manifestation becomes inevitable. Stewardship is a law that governs increase, influence, and abundance. Everything that God places in your hands is not just for your benefit. It is a test of how well you can manage His resources. Many people pray for more money, more opportunities, more blessings, but they fail to realize that God does not give more to those who mismanage what they already have. The law of stewardship is simple. What you manage well will multiply, and what you neglect will diminish. This applies to every area of life, from finances to relationships, talents to time, and even spiritual gifts. If you desire to step into greater dimensions of success, you must first prove that you can handle what you have now. God is not against prosperity. He is against waste. He is not withholding blessings from His people. He is waiting for them to become responsible stewards. Many are praying for financial breakthrough while mishandling the income they currently receive. Others desire leadership positions but cannot lead themselves with discipline and integrity. Some ask for business expansion but refuse to develop the skills necessary to sustain growth. The truth is, God does not give more to those who ask. He gives more to those who have demonstrated faithfulness with what they already possess. The principle of stewardship teaches that Before increase comes, responsibility must be proven. Everything you have right now is a test. Your money is a test. Your talents are a test. Your time is a test. Even the smallest opportunities in your life are tests to see how well you can handle greater ones. The reason many people remain stagnant is not because they lack potential, but because they have not passed the test of stewardship. The way you manage the little you have now determines whether you will qualify for more. A person who is careless with a small income will not suddenly become responsible with great wealth. A leader who is unfaithful in small assignments will not suddenly become trustworthy with larger responsibilities. Your current level is proof of your stewardship, and your next level will be determined by how well you manage where you are now. Stewardship is not just about finances, it is about life management. Every gift, every resource, and every opportunity is a trust from God. Time is one of the greatest resources you have, yet many waste it on distractions and meaningless activities while expecting divine acceleration. Talent is another gift that requires stewardship. God has placed unique abilities inside every person, but many fail to develop and refine their skills, leaving their potential untapped. Relationships are also a form of stewardship. The people God places in your life are assignments, and how you treat them determines whether God will entrust you with greater connections. Even your body is a form of stewardship. How you care for your health affects your ability to fulfill your divine purpose. God promotes those who prove they can handle increase. The parable of the talents illustrates this truth. Those who multiplied what they were given received more, while the one who buried his talent lost everything. This principle is not just a story, it is a divine law. What you fail to use, you will eventually lose. What you invest, nurture, and manage well will grow. Many people are waiting for a miracle of financial breakthrough, not realizing that proper stewardship is the miracle they need. Money is not the issue, mindset and management are. When you shift from a mentality of lack to a mindset of stewardship, you position yourself for supernatural multiplication. The key to abundance is not asking for more, but managing well what you already have. If you desire God to trust you with greater blessings, prove yourself faithful with what is in your hands today. When you master the law of stewardship, doors will open, opportunities will find you, and you will step into a life of increase that is sustainable and overflowing. The principle is simple. If you are faithful over little, God will make you ruler over much. Kingdom wealth is never just about personal gain. It is about divine purpose. God does not bless his people merely for their own comfort, but so that they can be channels of his will on earth. True wealth in the kingdom is not measured by how much one accumulates, but by how much one is able to impact the lives of others. When God entrusts resources to someone, it is because he sees them as a steward who will use that wealth to advance his purposes. Wealth without purpose leads to selfishness, but wealth with a kingdom mindset leads to transformation, influence, and legacy. Money is not evil, nor is financial success something to shy away from. The Bible never condemns wealth, but it warns against the love of money, which leads people away from God's will. Kingdom wealth is about aligning financial increase with divine intention. When wealth is in the hands of those with a kingdom perspective, it becomes a powerful tool for change. It can fund ministries, feed the hungry, provide education, build hospitals, and create opportunities for others to rise. It is not about hoarding riches, but about distributing them according to God's wisdom. Wealth is meant to be a servant, not a master. God is looking for people he can trust with abundance. Many ask for financial breakthroughs, but few are prepared to use that wealth for kingdom purposes. If the goal of financial increase is merely personal luxury, then the request is out of alignment with divine principles. God gives wealth to those who understand that they are not owners but managers of his resources. The question is not how much one can accumulate, but how effectively one can use wealth to fulfill the calling on their life. Every blessing carries a responsibility, and financial blessings are no different. The wealth of the kingdom is not just about money. It includes influence, wisdom, and strategic opportunities. When God raises someone financially, He also expands their reach, giving them a voice in places they never imagined. A wealthy believer with a kingdom mindset does not just write checks, they shape policies, transform industries, and establish systems that reflect God's values. Kingdom wealth allows believers to have a say in media, education, business, and government. It is not about escaping the world, but influencing it for righteousness. Poverty is not a virtue, nor is struggling financially proof of holiness. Many people have been conditioned to believe that wealth is dangerous, but the truth is, wealth is neutral. It takes on the character of the one who possesses it. In the wrong hands, wealth fuels corruption, oppression, and greed. In the right hands, wealth builds communities, empowers people, and advances the gospel. The issue is not wealth itself, but whether it is being used for divine purposes or selfish ambition. The principle of kingdom wealth is rooted in giving. God blesses those who are willing to release, not those who hold on tightly. Generosity is the key to supernatural increase. When a person understands that they are conduit for God's blessings, they will never lack. This is why many who hoard wealth end up losing it, while those who give with a kingdom heart continue to expand. God's economy does not operate like the world's economy. In the world, people increase by taking, but in the kingdom, people increase by giving. Seed time and harvest are spiritual laws, and those who give with the right heart will always walk in divine provision. Kingdom wealth is never just for personal success. It is a tool for fulfilling purpose. Those who align their finances with God's mission will always experience supernatural provision because they understand the true reason for their wealth. God does not mind blessing His people with abundance as long as that abundance does not replace Him in their hearts. Wealth with the right mindset leads to impact, legacy, and transformation. When God blesses a person financially, it is not just for their household, it is for His kingdom on earth. As you stand at the threshold of your divine calling, understand this: God did not create you to live in mediocrity, struggle, or limitation. You are chosen, anointed, and set apart for greatness. The gifts inside you are not random. They are divine keys to unlock your billionaire potential. The wealth, influence, and impact you desire are already within you, waiting to be activated by faith, wisdom, and action. No more playing small. No more waiting for permission to walk in your destiny. The kingdom is calling for leaders, innovators, and wealth carriers who will use their resources to transform lives, advance God's agenda, and establish His dominion on earth. This is your moment to rise. This is your time to unlock your gift, refine your vision, and step boldly into the abundance that has always been yours. Your success is not just about you, it is about the lives connected to your obedience. When you prosper, generations are blessed. When you step into your billionaire potential, communities are changed. When you embrace your God-given identity, the world cannot ignore you. The question is not whether you are chosen. The question is, will you answer the call? Will you align your mind, discipline your hands, and activate your faith to manifest all that God has placed inside you? The time is now. The world is waiting. Unlock your gift, walk in your inheritance, and step into the billionaire potential that God has destined for you. Go forth and reign.